This is a Love Gurus podcast. We were off for 2 weeks, but now we are back. We're going to take ridiculous dating questions from the wild animals on Reddit once again, starting right now.
Just ask the Love Guru.
Ask us.
To tell you what to do.
I swear we will.
Listen to the Love Guru.
Do it.
Or your life is screwed.
It's going to be terrible. Terrible if you don't listen to us.
I like this music.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, it's like a dog with a banjo on the street corner.
Yeah.
Like, that's what I always.
It's
that's
good.
What I always think
It's
of.
good stuff. And that was from none other than Joel on YouTube, man.
We love Joel.
Listener extraordinaire. Thank you for the theme song. Thank you to all the listeners out there. We were off last week, but we are back. Suzanne, how was your vacay?
Yeah, well, I've actually been gone for 2 weeks, and it feels
Oh,
like,
that's right. You weren't here the week before.
Yeah, I've been off for 2 weeks, and so it feels like forever. And so I'm glad to be back. I was jonesing for it today.
We missed you.
I was very excited about it. So yeah, I'm glad to be back. Glad to see everyone, and ready to help some people on the Reddit.
Likewise.
Yeah.
Likewise.
So
I also have been gone for 1 week, not 2. You were missed, but we did have 3 awesome guests, and you were with us in spirit because you recorded the questions, which is always helpful.
Yes. I did. I apologize. I did it in haste, so I was like, "That takes good enough."
No, they're all way better than me trying to read out loud off my phone.
I was like,
it's fucked up.
It's like whenever I travel, it's like every minute is planned, and so it was like I had like 20 minutes or something to record them, and so it was like. Anyway, so I just like breezed right through it.
It was like, one take, Suzanne. That day, it was one take and done.
I was like Kiefer Sutherland when he used to record 24. We've got it. Okay,
yeah, it was good to go, but still, your one take is better than me trying to read off a paper. I sound like the Rain Man with none of his magical counting abilities. Just a lot of fucking stuttering.
You sound like the Rain Man, but yet you win $0 from the casino.
Oh yeah, I lose a lot of goddamn money.
Gotta bet on black. Gotta bet on black.
Listen to him. I have to bet on black. He just stuttered a whole fucking lot when he said
like,
it. But then they lose the money.
This is Keno. There's no black.
Yeah. Is that cryptic? Is he speaking in riddles? What is this?
This is a children's baseball game. What are you talking about?
No riddles. Just lots of drugs being dropped on my head. Undiagnosed learning disabilities.
Well, but the good news is that to help me and Jake in our remedial Midwest education on this podcast, we've got 2 great, hilarious, and genius guests with us.
Yes, we have awesome guests. Super excited about this episode. First up, he is a first-time guest of the podcast, a hilarious stand-up comic, The Rogue. Thank you for being on the show, buddy.
Thank you for having me. Thank you.
Absolutely, man. Tell them where they can find you.
The Instagram ad. The Rogue Comedy. Make sure you don't spell it as ROUGE. ROGUE. I don't know how people confuse that all the time.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think
I thought
Rouge, right?
I thought exactly. Rouge.
Yeah, that's
Smell
what I
the Rouge.
thought.
The
you were- yeah.
Rouge.
Yeah.
Oh, you're that shit my grandma used to put on her cheeks. What are you talking about? That's not scary.
Although the Rouge comedy...
I'd bet on a Mexican wrestler every day of the week over the Rouge.
Yeah, absolutely. The Rouge was the worst pro wrestler of my childhood. Yeah. He would just tongue kiss dudes as his finishing move. It was weird. Yeah. It was, after Goldust, it was the Rouge. It only lasted for like 3 weeks. People were like, what are we doing here? Come on.
Yeah.
Let's have him be Texas Jack or whatever the fuck his name was.
Yeah, that's not going to last long.
Let's introduce our second guest because she is also a hilarious stand-up comic. Also a first-time guest.
Hi.
Renee Nicolas, thank you for being on the show.
Thanks for having me.
Absolutely.
Thank you. You can find me on Instagram. My account is private, but you can find me on Instagram at Renee8, the number 8 Nicolas, no H. And then I also host an open mic in Sunnyside, New York.
There you go.
Yeah, every other Tuesday.
Find her there.
Yeah.
And then also, shout out to the chats, man. The chats are going crazy already. Shout out
It's
to Matt.
so nice to
Joel,
see that. Yeah, that you guys are already
Amy.
engaged and chit chatting amongst each other
Joanne
before
says
we
what's
even
up.
start.
Hello, Joanne.
Yeah. Hi, Joanne.
Thank you guys for being here, man.
Yeah.
Without further ado, are you guys ready to take your first question?
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
From the wild animals on Reddit, people, this is the Love Gurus podcast. As we've said, write your questions to us at loveguruspodcast@yahoo.com, or even better, Listen to us live every single Thursday at 8:30 p.m. Eastern. Remember to hit that like and subscribe button. Mash it. Mash it like the wind. Mash it like it's a big bowl of boiled potatoes. And you got some gravy cooking on the stove.
Ooh, little roasted
Mash
garlic.
it. Yes. And then
Salt?
give us your comments. Give us your questions
sour
right
cream.
there on YouTube live every single Thursday at 8:30 p.m. Eastern. Give us your questions live for right now. We're going to take our first question from the wild animals on Reddit.
First question. Wife sabotaged my date. I'm 20.
Wow, what the fuck?
I'm 25 and my
Terrible
wife.
wife.
I'm 25 and my wife is 23. For context, my wife and I grew up in a religious cult in which you have to donate money to your girl's father so that he can approve the marriage. My wife and I married when
Wait, what?
It's essentially like you buy them.
Yeah.
You purchase your wife.
I like that they don't just. I like the extreme religions or cults or whatever that are trying to be like, well, no, you don't just buy women. We're not sexist like that. You donate to me.
Yeah.
I'll review her background. Do you know what I mean? Like a background. It's like a background check fee.
It's
for
a
an apartment or
donation
something.
and a tax write-off.
Yeah.
What? Okay.
That's right.
They're like
That's the
they're
point.
doing their turbo taxes. Like, did you make any
Yes.
donations this year? Well, yes, I did for a pretty old 18-year-old.
I want $10,000 plus 3 chickens and 1 sheep. Oh, I'm old school like that. Old school. It's for the background
It's
check.
tradition.
It's tradition. Okay, yeah. So my wife and I married when I was 19 because her father wanted to accept an offer by another dude that my wife hated. We were able to work and study at university thanks to our facade marriage, and always intended to leave the cult after we had stable jobs, which we do now have. We've lived together ever since our marriage, but we have different rooms, split the bills, and we could date whoever we want, of course. A couple months ago, we went to our hometown for a few days to see our families, and she kept kissing me and acting like we were together. After we left our families, we went to the Airbnb and got a little drunk and actually ended up having sex.
Ew, with your own wife?
We didn't even talk about it and just kept acting like we were married. Then a month later, we were at a party and I was flirting with this girl. My wife interrupted saying, I want to introduce you to my husband.
Dude, my wife is such a cock block, too.
Also, she was very moody when I told her that I was going out with this new girl. Then when I told her what day we had the date, she invited her brother to come and stay that exact same day. So then I had to reschedule the date. 2 days ago, we were out shopping, and it actually felt like we were a couple. And then yesterday, she was messing with my hair, and I really wanted to kiss her. And I can't stop thinking about it.
His own wife? Ew.
I've been talking about divorce for a while, but she's making excuses saying that we'll talk about it later, and we never do. I'm really confused about all this because I've actually never been so attracted to someone, and she is a great person. But then again, we didn't really get married, did we? Or are we? What should I do?
Fuck, that's a lot.
I mean, one thing I will say on this question is that the person from the get admits that they were in a cult. There's a lot of people that don't that write in questions on Reddit. It's like, this question doesn't make sense unless you were in some sort of religious cult.
Some people will describe what they're doing, and we're like, you just described a cult.
Yeah.
You're in a cult.
We're like, people don't use goats in that same way. No, that's not normal. Not
Yeah.
in us.
Well,
Yeah.
I don't know. America's pretty fucked up.
Sure.
Oh, so it's just everyone's so fucked up. You're not necessarily in a cult. You might just be an American.
Yeah. Proud.
Or just have fucked up parents. That's really what it is. Maybe, yeah, like you said, Renee, maybe just fucked up parents.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, this is-
Fair enough. Yeah.
I'm in a cult called the Democratic Party, and my husband's in a cult called the Republican Party, and neither the two shall meet. It's like sharks
Yeah.
and jets. It's like Romeo and Juliet. Our kid's a third-party guy that doesn't think 9/11 was even real.
It is. Here's what's tough about this question is that, first, if someone said, if you just took it on the face and said, listen, there's these two young people, because they're only 25 and 23.
Yeah.
There are these two young people that they were in a cult. They obviously, they got out now. I'd be like, yeah, oh my gosh, they should definitely explore the world. They should date around a little bit, get their feetsies a little wet, but it's almost like, but then there's like a tiny piece of me that watched, a few two Meg Ryan movies when I was a kid and thinks, oh, but what if this is true love? What if this is true love? What if they just have mail?
But see, what doesn't make sense is I thought arranged marriage does not exist in the U.S. That sounds like arranged marriage to me.
You can.
It exists.
Yeah.
It's just not like it's not. Yeah, it's just
not
not
national.
as
Got it.
common. Yeah.
Okay,
because
okay.
it's super common in like in modern day India and
reality
Indian
TV,
people
reality
here.
TV, of course.
Yeah, there's even still plenty of Indian people here who do like a modernized version of it to where it's like it's more like they call it arranged marriage, but it's more like an arranged first date by the families, and it's like, hey, if you like them, you like them. If not, fuck it, I guess we try again. You know, whereas as opposed to back in the day, it was sort of like in this village you are paid for once the guy gives all the goats to me. You know, and that's just kind of how it sounds more like that's what this cult's like.
Well, at least sounds like Americans have a choice, right? You don't like the guy, you're like, oh, okay, yeah, I don't like it. It's okay. But you know.
I don't know. I watched.
You know what I mean?
I watched the Duggars documentary, Sunshine.
Oh my god!
Right,
And that's
a
arranged
lot.
marriage.
right. Within religious communities themselves, there can still be a lot of pressure because it's like, well, it may not come from the government, it may not be enforced by the government, but they live in these isolated communities to where, like, I mean, even some like Hasidic communities. I mean, there's a documentary about that on Netflix.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, it doesn't matter. This goes on in small secluded communities that are, you know, whatever, man, Christian, Muslim, Jewish. Scientologist, you know what I mean? Like whatever, man. There's probably yoga cults that do it. Like, it's one of those things to where it's like, yeah, you may not have the county sheriff going, you're married to this guy now. He paid your father chickens, you know, but you will be outcast from like everybody you know, and so that's its own kind of thing that doesn't involve the government.
Is it just me or is it like cults and religion? It's either they're like very strict of like you get married and that's it, or they're just all having sex with each other. Like there's no, there's no like middle ground.
They're
where
like,
it's
don't worry about what's
like-
on page 7. That's a metaphor.
Yeah,
We'll bring that
it's
KY
like
over
either
here.
orgies air day all day, or you've actually never seen someone else's genitalia.
Wait,
like
what
there's
religion are people fucking all day?
Bikram yoga? Is that a religion? But
yeah,
you said, like religion
Oh, I thought you meant just kind of ignoring
loosely
all the
applied.
rules.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
Yeah, people
like,
who are just kind of loosely
Who
religious.
were not the Wild Wild West or what was
Oh,
that?
Wild Country.
Yeah.
That's my favorite cold dog. That's
Yeah.
my favorite cold dog. I loved it.
But
It
like
was
you're
so
so
good.
sweaty and you just slip in by accident. Like, is it?
Well, which sounds
Like
like
a leg to
sounds
a
like
used
a
yoga pant.
a sexual assault defense of the guy in Saudi. I don't remember. It was like some Middle Eastern country, and he was like, "Well, I was walking and I slipped, and my penis just accidentally went inside her vagina," and they're like, "Acquitted."
I love how you started with the accent and then you're like, this is problematic.
That was bad. That was a bad look. That was a bad look. Please do not.
Did it work, his defense?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And everyone's like, what the fuck?
His lawyer was like, someone should have salted those sidewalks. And the DA was like, it's the desert and it's 130 degrees. He's like, yeah, but it was slippery. Fuck it. He's acquitted.
But yeah, so like I said, so for this question, there's a part of the, I'm like 95%. Yeah, you got, even if you do like her, listen, guy, there's a lot of other people out there that you could be happy with. But then there's that 5% part that it's like one boy, one girl, two hearts beating wildly.
We did the ritual with the goat head, and all the elders were there.
They have there's like these candles lit in a circle, and there's just like a goat in the middle.
They lit the sacred candle.
Well,
We drank blood from the skull of the slaughtered
I'm just saying,
lamb.
if they have goat yoga, there's got to be some people doing goat sex.
Right.
Like, don't tell me one exists without the other.
I didn't realize we were getting into bestiality tonight.
Right. Well, it's part of the...
we were talking about goats before the podcast.
Yeah.
That's why.
Certain cults, you have to do that before you say I do, or it doesn't count. See,
I'm learning a lot tonight because I know nothing about religion. Like, I'm from a country where the religion is equals to communism.
Really?
That's religion.
Really?
Yeah.
What country?
China.
Oh yeah. It's not super religious there, man. Yeah, I'm
No, what are you
from a-
talking about? Everyone's super religious. Everyone's a communist. What are you talking
Oh
about?
yeah, that's the religion. That's right. Yeah. No, that is the thing with the communist ideologies. They go, well, we're atheist. However, this guy never shits, and there are two rainbows. And it's like, wait a minute,
Yeah.
that sounds like, no, you just
reframed shit.
Yeah, you ripped off the story of Jesus. That guy never shat either in the Bible. That was his whole thing.
Yeah.
But no, I'm from a place where it's not super like there's people religious, but it was a college town, and so not fucking really. And so this cult thing, I really wish she told us more info about this cult. Like I have to know, like what cult is it? What are the rules? What happens when you leave your spouse?
I'm gonna guess it's just sort of like a generic Christian cult. If
Yeah.
I had to shoot
Probably
from
one of
the
the
hip
boring
on
ones.
this one, yeah.
Dude, I watched a documentary about Jehovah's Witnesses, and there was one who grew up in there. And I just thought they knocked on your door and was like, hey, you want to come to church? And you're like, nah, not really. And they're like, okay, cool. I was like, I think these guys are taking too much shit for being a cult. That seems pretty laid back. But they're like, no, within the community is kind of strict. There was this lady who was like, yeah, I was, for years and years and years, I was molested by one of the leaders in the religion.
Oh,
but
God.
they could not convict the guy because there's a rule in the religion that you cannot be convicted of any crime, like not just sexual assault stuff, but any crime unless there are at least 2 witnesses.
Oh my god.
So I'm like, well, dude, how dumb do you have to be to actually get convicted of child abuse? You know what I mean? Who's going to even so much as like backhand a kid without looking to the right and left first? You know what I mean?
Oh no,
Like-
that's acceptable.
Oh, well, yeah.
Yeah, beating your kids, that's fine.
It says on page 7 of this book that, in fact, hit him with the book. Hit him with the book, it said on page 7.
Jehovah's Witnesses are very interesting. They're so aggressive at marketing. They translate into literally every single language in New York
Yeah.
City.
Yeah.
So like back in the days, 2016, when I started comedy,
Back
I was
in the day.
before I was married, before I was divorced. So
well,
yeah.
okay.
So back in the day,
okay.
yeah.
Now
back in the
with
day,
you,
yeah.
time has passed. Okay, start with that.
yeah. So I collected a whole bunch of Jehovah's Witness books to learn the language. And then I brought someone home. She looked at me and looked at the bookshelf. She's like, why do you have 8 different versions of Jehovah's Witness book on your bookshelf? I'm like, I'm learning languages. I'm learning Russian. I'm learning Hebrew.
Yeah.
She's like, are you Jehovah's Witness? I better get going tonight. I thought I was going to get late tonight, but thanks to the religion, it never happened again. I threw them out
That's
the next
hilarious
day.
because not only does it look like you've been recruited by the religion, it looks like A, you're a closeted Jehovah's Witness and a bad one at that. And then B, it looks like you're also like a recruiter for Jehovah's Witnesses. Like, well, okay, why do you have 8 different languages?
Yeah.
It looks like you're like recruiting people with an interpreter. You know what I mean? It looks like you're just kind of like.
Although
Konnichiwa, here's Japanese, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And just Das Badanya, here's Russian, you know? Like it's you're just Donka Shane, here you go.
Although-
Maliki Laka, here's the Hawaiian one, you know what I mean? Like you're hitting all the languages, you got all the books.
To back that up though, I have seen Jehovah's Witness. They'll start talking to someone and switch like into that person's language like perfectly, and then
What
like
the fuck?
Yeah, I think it's like they, maybe
Wow.
they can't. Maybe they can't, rewrite the Constitution in that language, but
But they're fluent in it.
But their spiel, like that, they can I think that they.
Well, they're like upgrade, like Mormons, like 2.0, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, Mormons, they I see Mormons in Chinatown, they speak to people in Cantonese, they speak to people in Mandarin, but they only know those languages, right?
Yeah.
It's not like they know the polyglot, right? That's the name. Meaning people, polyglot, people who speaks a lot of languages.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, dude, those Mormons are lazy recruiters. They just slap on their magical underpants and think that's going to do the work for them. Nah, you got to get out there and learn the dialect. You got to get out there and, you're in big cities. You know what I mean? These are international hubs. You got to get like 10, 12 languages down.
If Mormons were smart, they should just all be the translators at the UN. And
that's the move.
So then when they're
That's the move.
when they're sat
Yes,
there
yes.
and they're translating, they're just like pushing their own agenda.
Yeah.
And then, the leader of Nairobi is like, what the fuck? The Americans want to do what? You know what I mean?
Right.
And it just all pushes the Roman agenda or Mormon agenda.
No, the Mormons, they only like white people.
The Mormons? Oh yeah. That was the whole thing. They said that all the
Well, fuck
well,
those
it was
guys.
no. They I think the religion officially changed it in 1970, but it was one of their stories that everybody, all the Hebrew tribes were actually in America, but God turned one of the Hebrew tribes black because he was mad at them.
Yeah.
And that was his whole thing. He was like,
Really?
"This is your punishment."
That makes sense. How many black people live in Utah?
And also get out of Utah, and that was another part of the thing. That was and so yeah, they should just get jobs at the UN and then learn how to say in like a fluent Mandarin, Swahili, like all kinds of stuff. Like, did you know that Jesus was actually from Kentucky or whatever? And then you hand them the books. And you just and he founded Salt Lake City. Yeah. Don't listen to King James is a fucking bullshit artist.
Yeah.
Here's the real one. And you just learn how to just chat them up, man. That's what you would do if you had even a little bit of the backbone that the Jehovah's Witnesses.
I'm
took.
kind of scared that the Mormons are going to slide into my DMs
Yep.
now after
Yeah.
this podcast. They're going to be like, Suzanne, we see that you're one of us.
Yeah. you're gonna get Mitt Romney's phone number.
Oh, poor Mitt.
I'm Mitt Romney. New phone. Who dis?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So let's. I don't know. We've talked a lot about cult and religion, but I don't know. This question. Let's just go to final advice because we have stayed on it a bit. My advice for this guy is: listen, if you think that this woman touching the hair on your head makes her want to kiss her. My, will you be surprised about a visit to Crazy Horse? Okay. It's, there's a whole big world out there. And as cute as this relationship might be at some points, definitely break up. And then if you guys get back together when you're all 35, then it's way better. Yeah. Break up.
I have a quick question, though.
Yeah.
Have they had sex or they had sex for the first time?
I think that
I'm
when they
guessing they
had
had
sex,
sex, right?
when they went back to their hometown and then went back to their Airbnb and drunkenly had sex, I assume that's the first time they had sex.
So
But
he
it's not
doesn't
clear,
know. He has no idea.
He has
But,
no
right.
idea.
How are they married and they don't have sex? I don't understand.
Well, because they got married to save her from having to marry some other douchebag. Like he sort of was like,
They're not
oh,
really in love.
arrangement
They're not in
situation.
love.
no, they were like friends.
God.
Yeah.
And he was just like,
And
she's like, definitely marry me.
The father was
before
like,
you.
"Well, if you do not marry Malachi, you will bang Ezekiel for the rest of your life." And
Yeah.
you got option A, option B. Otherwise, you're going to get stoned to death on Main
definitely
Street
someone
there.
with like that scary, real white hair.
Oh
Like,
yeah,
white blonde hair.
unnaturally, yeah, like Bill Clinton white, yeah, but without the confidence
like
and the charisma.
Julian Assange.
Yeah, with the eyelashes, the white eyelashes.
Yeah, he's like a super religious right wing Julian Assange, this village elder, and it's weird that he's got to watch all the consummations too. I don't even think that's in his book. I think he made that shit up. That's what I think.
She says the Periscope. Yeah. Anyway, okay. But yeah, so that's my final advice. What's your guys' final advice for these two?
I don't know. They should fuck more. And see if they see that actually like each other.
Okay.
You know, like this is weird. Maybe coming from me, who goes married for like 5-6 years and now got divorced.
Oh wow.
So I know, no,
You've
but
seen all sides. You've seen
Yeah.
all sides.
yeah, I'm actually happier being divorced.
good.
You know,
Yeah.
because I actually tell this joke on stage, right? Like my wife was like, "You cheated on me so much with stand-up comedy." Like you do stand up 3 times a night, but you don't do me once a year. So that's yeah,
That's pretty good.
right.
Fair
So,
enough.
And when you do, you're drunk and you bomb.
right, exactly. So I feel like
Like you just got called onto a late show last
Right.
minute notice.
right. And sometimes I feel like people they don't know if they actually like each other until they've gone through that sexual experience.
Yeah.
I don't know.
No, it's true. It's
Good
true.
point. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's great advice. Renee, what final advice do you have for these people?
Well, he said that, when he brings up divorce, she shuts down the conversation. But, like, you can't start at the end. You have to have, like, a conversation
Right.
about what you want. And also therapy. Just go to therapy.
Yeah, therapy definitely for these people. Yeah,
dude, that therapist is gonna shit his pants. These people are gonna walk in and sentence one, just like his question is gonna be like, "So we're in a cult."
Yeah.
It's like, whoa,
Yeah.
dude, I'm gonna be able to write a book about this.
they're
I'm
gonna
be on
need
Netflix
to
and
definitely
shit.
get a therapist that's at least like 20 years from retirement. You know, don't blow up some 61-year-old's career. You know, they're looking to just coast it in. You know,
Yeah.
And don't go
Oh, yeah.
to like another religious therapist or something.
Oh yeah.
Like, oh, we're just gonna go to the priest down the street. No.
If you watch Kid and he's like in a hood or a cloak or any kind of weird shit, if he's wearing weird animal parts, you know what I mean? Like, just don't do it. He's got funny ceramic necklaces. Get the fuck out of there.
Or pay me. Hit me up.
Yeah. Join my cult, damn it.
yeah.
I need
I
followers.
would love to be a cult leader.
Dude, it'd be awesome.
Yeah. I just have too much like empathy. Like, you know, you can't have any empathy if
You'd
you're
be
going to be
such
a cult leader.
shit cult leader.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know.
Well, I think cult leaders are unaware that empathy exists.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
they think they have it, but really,
Yeah.
yeah. So.
Your minions would have unions. You would just bomb
I'd
as
help
a
them
cult leader.
organize.
Did everyone get enough to eat? Okay. You're comfortable in your bed? Okay, good.
There'd be one new guy that escaped another cult. He's like, is this a cult or Google? What the fuck is this? She's driving us to work. We get 401ks.
The Mother
I get
Goose,
paternal
the Mother
leave? This is
Goose
crazy.
cult. Everyone's just coddled.
I get a 3-month Rumspringer every year. This is
Yeah.
crazy.
Oh, like a hug every morning. Everyone gets a hug.
This is a
everyone
cult or
gets a
yoga
hug.
class. This is ridiculous.
Your paternity and maternity leave is 18 years. Oh, you have to raise your child? Okay, all right. We'll still pay you 60%.
How did this turn from cult to a job?
We are all over the place.
People are applying and trying to get in your cult.
This is like the game of Pong. Okay, Jake, what's your final advice?
My final advice. Oh, first up, I'm behind a lot on the questions. I apologize tonight, guys.
Oh, yeah. Wow.
Let's see. Joel on YouTube says, first week back, and Suzanne is swinging for the fences. Damn. Yeah, this is a really good first question, man. Let's see. Matt on YouTube says, that was implied. Jesus used the restroom. That was an old comment. Yeah. He says, have a drink, Jake. That I will. That's one of my many talents. He says, they buy karate clothes. He says, go out, teach Mormon self-defense.
Oh, that's a great idea.
Mormon self-defense system. Let's see. Bring in the Mormons is less fun than being a Mason.
I'm not smart enough to be a Mason.
Nah. Yeah.
What is a Mason?
It's like you have to like have a certain IQ, and you have to be like really like let's talk about chess.
Yeah, they used to kind of like run a lot of shit in the country, like behind the scenes, but now they just it's
built
like
a lot of
Yeah,
stuff.
it's like a club with like old men.
Now it's
Yeah.
just like a lot of like old like ex Jeopardy champs.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
The Shriners, I think the
Like
guys with the little hats on the tiny
nerd
cars.
alert.
Yeah.
Nerd alert.
It kind of sucks, dude. Yeah, if you're just joining the Masons now, what the fuck you doing? Joel on YouTube says, at Matt, every Amish woman's fantasy, two Mennonites at once. Yeah. Matt says, oh, yeah, they did. He said, us Catholics think they are playing crazy, Joel. He says, how do you preface like that, Joel? They're kind of going back and forth here.
Yeah.
But let's see. Joel says, when the name drops down, click on it. Let's see. I don't know.
I think they're talking
I think
about how
they're
to
still
do like
going.
ads and stuff.
Oh yeah. Let's see. Joel on YouTube says, I can't be a Mason. I'm allergic to bricks. That was actually my first job. When I was 10, I did bricklaying for my dad and my uncle.
Oh, nice.
I used to mix the mortars. I was, dude, I used to just take a garden hoe and a buckets of sand and these big bags of like gray mortar mix and water in a big trough until that shit was cement.
Oh my God.
That and carrying the bricks in the cinder block. It was fucking grueling.
That's why
dude.
you have such like big guns. Show us your guns.
Yeah. Boom. That's right. That came from masonry when I was 12.
Also, like, they obviously looked much bigger on him when he was 10.
Yeah. See, but I haven't worked out since.
He hasn't lifted,
So they were
lifted a thing since.
They were like, he's going to be a football prodigy or something.
Yeah,
He's going to be a fucking linebacker.
10-year-old Jake can't move his neck.
Yeah. Yeah. But I was so burnt out by it.
Yeah, he's finally grown into his neck.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
You used to be a Popeyes.
Yeah. Uh-huh. Also, I had a massive dick back then for a 10-year-old. That hasn't grown either.
God.
It's weird looking. It's weird looking. My proportions are way
That
off.
must suck.
Yeah. 10-year-old dick, 39-year-old body. It's pretty rough. It's but a big one for a 10-year-old. A big one.
Yeah. Jake? What's your final advice for these people?
My final advice would be, see, the thing is I don't know what the rules are for cheating or divorce in a cult. It's really easy for me, a guy who's never been religious at all. You know what I mean? Mr. Lifelong Atheist going, yeah, break the cult rules all willy-nilly, you know? Don't worry about what the hell happens to the heathens or the non-believers in your tiny little compound. You know, I've never had to worry about that, you know?
Yeah.
I have non-compound privilege, okay?
Yeah.
You're in the compound. This could be execution. I don't know. If I don't know, they could
It's
be.
unclear what the clapback's going to be.
Yeah, it could be.
Yeah.
This could be last scene in Braveheart kind of thing. You know what I mean? They could be strapped to a gurney talking about here's what we do to people who break the arranged marriage.
Or the first scene. There's a
Or the
lot
first
of
scene.
yeah.
It could be one of the many gruesome death scenes in Braveheart.
There are very few scenes in Braveheart that turn
Yeah.
out well.
A lot of cults get Bravehearty when you break the rules. If it's one of those cults, don't fuck around. I say stay with them.
I don't know though. I feel like he has access to the internet, so I feel like it's not that level.
Yeah, but
you
he could be
yeah.
sneaking away. They could be chanting and fucking like beating themselves like the guy in Da Vinci Code 2 or whatever, and la 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 la, bam, you know.
Opus Dei.
Yeah, and he's like, yeah, I'm just gonna go get another block to keep hitting myself in the head for Christ. And then he's just in here, dear Reddit. You know what I mean? Like he's sneaking off to the bathroom right now when he should be beating himself.
Yeah, but isn't that easier than trying to chase your own dreams? You know what
Yeah.
I mean? Like,
dude.
like less disappointing.
I mean, I kind of
Like
wish
if you
I
have
had.
your own dreams that you're chasing
Yeah.
and you're not accomplishing them, you know, that cult's gonna look real sweet in the rear of your mirror.
If I could have gone back years ago and told younger Jake to do Colts instead of stand-up, right now my head would be shaved. I would be trying to. Yeah.
I feel like all like failed stand-up comics will eventually all go to cults.
100%.
Yeah, they all go to cults.
That's our upstate. Yeah. That's our version of the dog going upstate. Is we got our heads shaved. We're wearing Nikes. We're sipping Kool-Aid. We're trying to get on the goddamn mothership.
Whatever happened to Jake Vevera? He was such a good stand-up comic.
Yeah.
Oh, he's so happy on a farm now.
Yeah.
We found him a nice farm with a big pasture he can run around in all day long. He's so happy up
We'd
there.
like
he
to think
dead?
he's got his own planet now. He's got his own planet. Last little comet that went by.
His soul is.
Is this like your family dog that you sent off to the farm?
Yeah, it is. Yeah, that's
He's flying around the galaxy with Chewbacca. They're drunk driving in the fucking Mandalorian or whatever. Yeah, so I say stay with the guy because I don't want you to get tied to a stake and fucking burn for being a whore and a heretic. But I say do the open marriage thing and maybe make a doc about this on Netflix. This could be your way to get a special.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But also like snip. Cut the balls. Don't
Yeah,
have
oh,
a
yeah, yeah.
baby. If
Oh,
you have a
right,
fucking
oh.
baby, it's over.
Oh,
Yeah.
It's
yeah.
over.
Yeah.
Don't get her
Fair
pregnant.
enough.
Yeah, dude, get a vasectomy. I know that's probably way against the rules in your cult too. Don't tell anybody about it. Get it
Hold on,
all
what do you
sneaky
mean cut the
like,
balls?
you know.
Yeah.
I
What
get.
do you mean cut the ball? He's gonna die.
No, well, I forgot the word vasectomy.
Oh yeah,
so
yeah.
I said
I thought you meant. I did think you meant castration at first. I
Oh, no. I knew she meant vasectomy. I knew she meant vasectomy.
Well,
Thank you.
Like, once you kept talking, I knew what you meant. But at first, I was like, look, if you're gonna be in a cult, you go for the record. All right, you get a promotion, sir. You show that you need to get on that spaceship.
Yeah.
And just don't kill your wife.
Yeah, and don't
Yeah.
kill your wife, and don't let the village elder stone her
Yeah.
or whatever the fuck's going on in that compound.
Yeah. Perfect. I think we answered that question. I think we should move on to the next
I
question.
think so too. Next question on the Love Gurus podcast. People write your questions in the Love Gurus podcast at yahoo.com. Or even better, ask your questions to us. Give us your comments live every single Thursday at 8:30 p.m. Eastern. We are going to take our next one from the Wild Animals on Reddit.
Next question. Relationship dreams tarnished by poverty. I'm 34, my girlfriend's 28. We've been dating for nearly a year.
Oh, for $1 a day, we could help them.
I really like her and her children, and I love what we have when we spend time together, but if we move in together, then we'll all have to survive on my salary, and I don't make much since I'm just a retail worker. She currently lives off of benefits with her 3 children and has 1 day of work a week, and then on that day, that's when her mom takes care of the kids. Obviously, it's hard for her to work and have a career with 3 kids. The dad is not on the scene and doesn't pay child support. So realistically, if we move in together, her benefits will stop and the government will expect us to live off of my salary. I know I shouldn't care about money, but I'm worried about how it might change my life, i.e. traveling, seeing my friends and family, having a car, paying for all of my football team season tickets with my friends.
Fuck yeah, dude. I love I knew you were going to turn out to be a bit of a degenerate at some point. I could feel it in my bones. Fuck yeah.
Friends ask me if I'm prepared to be a stepdad, and that part doesn't worry me at all. I love children, and her kids are great. I'm not scared about that part. It's literally just the money. So, my question is it worth it to keep dating this woman?
Bro, fall is just around the corner.
To be honest, I read these questions, but I don't necessarily, read them word for, the whole thing word for word. And I didn't read the football tickets bit until just now.
That's pretty awesome. I thought,
this is like kind of like a romantic question. Like, is love enough to keep us alive? And then they threw the football tickets, and I'm like, nah, you're kind of a douchebag.
It wasn't what he really wanted to tell us, but it was so telling. Like, that ended up kind of quietly being the most important part of it.
But again, to his credit, at least he's being honest.
Oh, yeah.
It's like, he makes more money, and if he starts really taking care of these 3 kids, he's not going to be able to go and watch the Dodgers.
Right. I love how little you know about sports. That's baseball, but let's
Oh,
you could not be married to this man.
You know just as much about sports as I do.
I knew enough to tell you that was baseball.
But when he said like, "Oh, I shouldn't care about the money," what? Excuse?
Yeah,
right.
That's the biggest thing.
Yeah.
You're working minimum wage, and you're going to take care of 5 people.
That's a lot.
Yeah.
That's a lot on minimum
God.
wage.
No,
Yeah.
I think when he said that, he's actually subconsciously like kind of reminding himself that he actually cares.
Yeah.
He actually cares about money. Like
Right.
like love is blind, right? But the thing is, at the same time, like if he asked that question, he's confused between rationale and love. Because love makes you do crazy things.
It does. It does.
Yeah.
And this isn't being like shallow caring about money. Because there's a shallow, there's caring about money to the level to where it's shallow. But then there's also caring about money not at all, which isn't good.
Yeah.
And then there's right in the middle to where it's like, yeah, you have to care about money enough to where you can pay rent and buy food at least.
Right.
Yeah.
Because you need it to survive. It used to be back when we were hunter-gatherers, you wouldn't say it was shallow to go out and look for berries or fucking holy mammoth meat.
You're such a berry picker, Martha. All you want to do is just go out and pick berries all day. When are you gonna get your priorities straight?
All you care about is food and shelter. You don't care about art. You don't care about making the little pictograms of the deer and stuff in the
Just
cave.
cuddle me.
Yeah.
Just cuddle me. We don't need berries. Also, snip. If you're gonna move in together, cut the balls off.
Snip.
Yeah.
The theme of this pod, which we forgot to mention, was summer makes people summer makes us crazy. But really, the theme of this podcast should have been snip. Snip.
Yeah. To snip or not to snip? That is the question. Listen, dude, I know that Renee was meaning vasectomy again. If you move in with this woman and her 3 kids with 1 minimum wage job between the 2 of you, I will castrate you. Okay? I will find you. I will. What's up?
But hold on. Actually, does he live in the city or no?
I'm going to guess not, because especially in the city, like minimum wage in a flyover state like Iowa, where I'm from, it's a little bit better. Cost of living is so much fucking cheaper there that, like, yeah, this still isn't doable what he's talking about, but it's not as fucking undoable. If that
Right.
makes
I mean,
sense.
if he's making minimum wage and he doesn't want to get another job, maybe he should just act like a homeless guy. Like you know how those people make, how much those people make in New York subways?
Do they make more than me? Which is sometimes I ask them for money.
They make
You know?
$250 a day. Yeah, if you times 7, that's more than unemployment check. Way
Yeah,
more.
one day, one guy was sitting there going, I haven't eaten, I need the money. I'm out on the street. My W-2s only show 62,000 for last year. I'm like, that's more than me. You have $20. What the fuck? I almost gave you.
No, seriously, these people, I saw some people wearing Air Jordans. One time I actually made a joke about it. Like, I got off, so there's, I never seen an Asian homeless person, right? Let me tell you right now, I never seen it.
I did
and
once.
Hold on. And I saw this person.
Yeah.
She parked her Beamer and then she went into the subway. I'm like, what the fuck is wrong with you?
Oh, wow.
Oh.
Really?
Yeah. No, this is not a joke. Like, 103rd and Broadway.
Maybe she was an actor preparing for a role.
That was actually Scarlett Johansson, dude. You should have
Yeah.
taken a picture. You could have gotten some paparazzi money from that.
Or maybe she gets off on it, like, oh yeah, just look at me like I'm a disgusting woman. Like
Yeah.
I don't know,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
oh you hate me,
Right.
Give me your
Ooh, or
money.
maybe it's
Uh-huh.
like Carrie Mulligan and what's that one where she like acts like she's drunk and then she like brings those guys home.
oh
What's it
yes.
called? Anyway, I can't think of
I haven't
Yeah.
seen that one.
It's
Oh.
good. It's good.
I haven't seen it. I'll check it out.
Yeah, it's really good.
Yeah, if you remember what it is, let me know.
I will. I'll look it up right after this podcast.
She could have been like an undercover cop too. You know what I mean? Like one of those plainclothes kind of. You know, because I friends of mine back in the day used to tell me like you always know like a fake homeless cop. You know what I mean? A plainclothes because you can tell by if they're clean shaven and if they have a fresh haircut. If they're clean shaven or have a fresh haircut, that's a cop.
Yeah.
It's a because the homeless guys will not have fresh haircut. And like it's every now and then, sure, but
Yeah.
for the most part, that's the tells right there.
Yeah.
you
Or
know?
if they're strangling a black guy.
Right.
Yeah.
That's it. Well, no, homeless guys do that too. It's in fact them in the NYPD for
Wait.
number. They're a
Jake,
running competition.
let me just make sure I follow your logic. So if someone smells like aftershave, looks
Yes.
like they've had a shower and a haircut,
Yeah.
not a homeless person.
Not a homeless guy. Yeah. Well, the smell thing you can kind of do. You can make yourself look dirty. You know, you can rub dirt in your face.
Yep.
So
You do
they
that.
wash.
But the fresh haircut, that's
Yeah,
the
that's
fucking
hard,
one
yeah.
thing you can't really, unless you have a fucking wig, which even that looks fucking weird. So they don't do that for the
okay.
most part.
The
Yeah.
movie's called Promising Young Woman.
Promising Young Woman.
Yeah, I'm surprised
Cool.
you haven't seen it.
It's a story about my wife before she met me.
No.
But yeah, so yeah, back to this question. I would say.
Before we go back,
Oh yeah,
let
go
me read
ahead.
some comments. Let's see. Producer Amy says, tell his girl to get a job and then he'll marry her. Yeah, the pro quo. Put that in the vows at least. Let's see. Joanne on YouTube says they should move in together, but don't tell the government. Just keep her apartment and crap.
That's
there
what
you
I
go.
was gonna say. I don't understand what's all this like declaration shit that
Yeah.
you're doing. Have you never been on an illegal lease? What?
Right. She says, "Why does the girl? What does the girlfriend want? She planning on working if they move in? Probably not,
probably
right?
not.
Because that would have been in there.
She doesn't want to
you
like
know?
mess up her.
No. Well, yeah, because that would have
Welfare
messed
check.
up the
benefits,
Yeah, the benefits.
yeah.
Let's see. Matt on YouTube says, "Look out for my razor burn. Got $1."
Yeah. But yeah, so my final advice to this person is: look, slow your roll. What's the harm in just living near and walking over to her house? What's this insistence that you have to be together 24/7? Because it also doesn't seem. This is definitely a situation where you want to kind of be like, fuck yeah! You kind of want to feel, fuck yeah! Before you jump into this. The fact
Right.
that you definitely don't feel that way,
Oh,
then,
that's a good
it's
point.
definitely fuck no.
Yeah, if you don't want it, if you're already having doubts before you even move in, like that's rough.
Yeah, and also like, you're basically like signing up for little kids to watch you poop for the next however long,
I hate little
Hot.
kids watching me poop.
Well, guess what, Jake? You are a father now. So
on
no,
Instagram.
on Instagram.
But we're still on the air. We don't have the TV up there. So
Jake
Now
got
here we go, here we
so
go.
upset that he
Oh man,
broke the TV.
I broke the TV. Yeah. It's there we go. There we go.
Okay.
TV's back. TV's.
Right.
This thing's also tied to my blood pressure. So when people remind me that I have a child, it just it's crazy. It's
like
crazy.
you're a
Right.
little AED machine.
Yeah.
Shocks you.
It's ridiculous.
All right. Well, what's your guys' final advice for this person?
I mean, to be honest, like I think the fact that he asked that question, meaning he's not ready.
Right.
He's not ready to move in with this lady.
No.
No, he's not ready, right? So
Yeah.
he should take some time, maybe ask this question again in 3 months.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, it's a good point.
Oh,
That's
a little
sensible.
evaluation.
Yeah.
That
That
is
is
sensible.
sensible.
Yeah. Wow. I don't know if we've ever had a sensible answer on this podcast.
Pretty good. Yeah. Normally we just tell people to snip their balls or snip somebody else's, like the whole thing.
Okay, no snipping people's balls. That's sensible. Okay,
Yeah,
that's
sometimes it is,
okay.
sometimes
Except
it
for
is.
that comment. Yeah. Renee, any final advice for these people?
Why don't people talk to each other?
Oh, it's well, if we could really solve things over text, yeah, but
Okay,
otherwise
cool.
people just
Got
don't,
it.
Oh
Yeah.
Got it.
They never communication could honestly be the answer for every question
Yeah.
we've ever had for the most part. But these people just will not do it.
Got it. Yeah. I say end it.
Just end it, yeah.
Like end your life. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess I shouldn't cackle.
No, we do advocate for suicide sometimes on this
Okay.
show. This may be one of those situations.
Yeah. Maybe on like the football fields of your,
Oh, God,
favorite
I keep forgetting about these football tickets. Yeah.
program.
Yeah, if you already know you're gonna do it, wait until they're losing. And wait until a ref makes a bad call, and you make it look like a protest suicide, and you do it like old school. You fucking just some you run out in the field, and they're like, oh God, another guy just trying to use like the slip and slide. They're like, no, not this time. That was the shittiest call in the history of sports. Here's what I think about it.
Or like pretend
Just
you're going to
got your
propose to
tummy
her.
open.
Oh, that's a great idea too.
You get down on one knee, and then you just...
Oh, see, I thought you guys were gonna go. I thought you were gonna go the Viking funeral route where they have like
football
footballs
team.
lit on fire, and so he's just like laying in the middle of the field, and they just throw these footballs lit on fire onto him. I don't know how you throw a football that's already lit on fire, but I'm sure
So you're
someone
saying,
would
you're saying before security gets to him, he must run out onto the 50-yard line
with a
covered
bunch of wood.
kindling.
Yeah.
While people throw flaming footballs and shoot arrows at him, and hope that you better get them to practice their aim first or their archery skills. You better get Joe Rogan on this one.
I'm just saying, it's maybe get some actual quarterbacks. This is how I'd like to go, is by a flaming football thrown by Tom Brady.
You gotta get Brady. We need you to come out of retirement, not for a season, just for one game, specifically at halftime.
Murder.
just to murder these hardcore Patriots fans.
I love that you had to redeem yourself. You said Dodgers earlier, and you're like Vikings.
Yes, yes,
Sports.
yes.
Yeah.
Hashtag sports.
There you go. No, true Viking funeral. If we're talking football, that means getting stomped by the Green Bay Packers. That's how you go.
The
That's how you
Packers.
go.
Yeah. Perfect.
Wisconsin.
Yep. There you go. There you go. Yeah.
So what other final advice do we have? Jake, what's your final advice for this person?
All right. My final advice. Well, it's you simply shouldn't do this because the fact that he mentioned. I mean, I want to be a father to her children, and I want to be a husband to her, but I've got football tickets. Like, all right, we clearly, it's not really.
He's a
top
child.
priority.
He's a child. He's a child.
Yeah.
Oh, stop
Yeah,
it. You're
dude.
not a child. I believe in you. Football is fun.
Yeah, football's fun, but if it's that high in the priorities, like if it's coming up in these questions, you know what I mean? Like, it's kind of like,
It's like I tell my wife, like, stand up comes first. No one fucks with stand up.
right.
And then my wife would be like, what about your own kid? It's okay. He's still young. He can wait.
Oh wow.
Wait a second.
If I'm a bad father, it will give that kid good material one day.
Right. But I'm being sarcastic, right?
Yeah.
I'm just saying if that's what I'm talking. Like,
The Rogue. I need some clarification.
yeah.
So you were married.
Yeah.
You got divorced. Are you remarried?
No, I'm not.
Okay, got it.
He was
you-
gonna, but she wouldn't get a fucking job. She
but-
wouldn't get offered lazy ass.
Yeah.
You just keep saying my wife.
I'm
Are
sorry.
you over
my
her?
ex. My ex.
Are
No,
you not
actually,
over
I'm
her?
not. I'm not because the separation started on Sunday.
Oh, fuck.
But hold on.
Wait
hold
a
on.
second.
I'm
Hold on for a second.
sorry.
Hold on for a second. I dreamt about her last
Sunday?
night.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wait, like as in
Football Sunday?
Wait,
Yeah. Football Sunday. Yes.
no,
Yes,
but
yes.
wasn't. So you guys started your separation on Father's Day?
So we celebrate
No
Father's Day.
fucking way.
No, we celebrate Father's Day the weekend before because I was doing a show in Cancun.
Oh, that's why she wants to
wow.
divorce you. Got it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Got it.
Wow.
Wow.
Well, we're not like legally divorced. It's more
Right.
like she moved out of the house.
She moved out. It's like
Yeah.
a separation.
Separated.
I-
It's like
She
this
is.
is like raw.
Yeah. I feel very lucky as an ex-husband because usually the husband get kicked out of the house.
Oh, and
Right.
you didn't have to pack
Yeah.
up your toothbrush.
No, I didn't
Oh.
because she
Yeah.
just left. She was like, "Oh, you're home. Bye."
So,
Or just like that.
stand up
Wow.
was the main reason she left you? Like, is that-
Yeah, I think so.
you think so?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
I did notice that you kind of looked away when you said, "I think so." Anything else going on there?
But I think my joke indicated that
Right.
Like
Sure.
Yeah.
if you do stand up 3 times a night, like if you don't do her enough, you know.
Yeah.
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 It's a weird thing. People told me if marrying another comic would be fucked up, but I'm like, they're the only ones who are going to get the schedule. A normal human being would hate the fact that I'm neglecting my child right now to do dick jokes on a podcast.
But that's the thing. I don't neglect my child. Like when I
Oh,
when
you actually have a child.
I do.
Yeah.
He's 2 years old. Like when I'm
She
with
thought it was a
him,
bit.
when I'm with him, I spend quality time with him.
Right.
It-
Yeah.
Like to me, quality over quantity. It's the same thing. Like when I have sex with my ex, it's great quality because she wouldn't be able to walk the next day.
Oh, wow.
There you
Wow.
go.
Yeah.
There you go. See, we're the exact opposite, me and you. I have terrible sex with my wife constantly. That's my move.
That's funny.
Wow. I didn't realize it was so new. That's
Yeah, it is
Yeah,
new.
man.
It is new. It is
Wow.
Thanks for
So
sharing.
now
Yeah.
I get,
Thanks
yeah,
for
now I
sharing.
understand what you're saying. She left you on Father's Day.
That is a
On
fucking
Sunday, yeah,
brutal
it's
move.
fine, it's fine.
Wow, that's
So
ballsy.
Sunday I was devastated. I call up my friend. Monday I call my friend. Monday was a
Yeah.
holiday, right?
Yeah.
Right.
And then Tuesday,
Juneteenth.
yeah, Tuesday I had a show. I actually talked about a joke I wrote about divorce on stage. I felt very reckoning, but like starting from Wednesday, I feel like you know what, it's time to move on. Actually, I got a date lined up on Sunday, and then next Monday. So
Oh, fuck yeah, dude.
yeah,
How to
You're out the gates quick.
yeah.
I
how to
feel
get how to get divorced in 10 days.
Yeah.
I want to warn every woman that's about to date you.
why?
That's awesome. That's awesome.
You're
No, I'm
gonna
so for
fuck
this.
them up. Oh.
I
No,
just
I
but
say